The coronavirus crisis. Australian state orders no dancing, no singing, no mingling to halt BS19. So virtually don't do anything. Don't even breathe. This is the horror head. It's the female version of Dictator Dan. This is the New South Wales horror head Prime Minister, Premier. I wouldn't even, what's her name? Gladys Berejiklian, whatever some bullshit name is. Australia's New South Wales state is implementing restrictions on high risk activities such as singing in choirs. Wow, that's a high risk. And dancing at nightclubs, that's a high risk. And bars amid concern of a fresh outbreak of BS19 that has spilled over from a neighbouring state. Told you weeks ago, that's what the script is. Spilled over from Victoria because the COVID carriers that sneak out through the borders are all carrying COVID. And the difference between New South Wales, I won't even go into this bullshit. They've got latest prohibitions, limiting cafe, restaurant, bullshit. We absolutely need everybody seated when they're in a venue. No dancing, no singing, no mingling. The difference between Victoria and New South Wales is Victoria's script for the second wave was to use the aged care, the old people, because I keep saying, doesn't matter who you are, you're going to test positive to coronavirus because all that, the CPR test is testing a genetic strand of coronavirus and every single one of us test positive. So they can use them, not so much for that, but because of the deaths they can use, people are dying from old age and what have you, underlying health conditions. So that was Victoria's way of spiraling up, 10, 20, 40, 50, 80, 100, 200, 300, all the way up to 700. Beautiful, bit by bit it rose. But New South Wales is a different strategy. They can't do the same thing because people say, hang on, same fucking thing in Victoria. It's just the old people in the nursing homes that, copying this shit. No, their script is, we'll have these COVID carriers coming in from Victoria and they're going into bars, the Crossroads bar or whatever, or the Casula bar, whatever. They're going into these bars and spreading them into the bars where they're mingling with people. Maybe even dancing with them in bars and maybe even singing or cheering when, I don't know if they have the TABs open there or whatever. But yeah, the script for New South Wales is the coronavirus, the deadly coronavirus crisis. It's spreading in bars and restaurants. So the same shit will happen in other states, especially Queensland. If you don't know, Victoria and New South Wales are the two guinea pig states. That everything happens in Australia. All the testing is done in Victoria and New South Wales, whether it's ISIS, whether it's car attacks, whether it's this bullshit. They are the two big ones. Anyway, it's going to spread all of Australia because we're all in this together. You know that. You've heard that before, haven't you? So on that note, one last look at the horror head. If you see a side-on view of this nose, I keep saying, who needs ski slopes when you can, just ski off the top of this fucking ugly horror head nose?